So now we're on number Sadi Tes on page Sadi Gimel. Let me get my microphone. Wait. Okay, so it says like this: Gam tekaben ki Elohim alim. So now we're talking about the shoes. Shenaasim Chashmal de'ima kanizka de'el. Who mebechinas netzacho de'ima. So they're actually the lower extremities of ima on the outside. Gavar yudato, you already know this. He says ki shlosha shemo shel ekye yesh be'ima. Now that's a very interesting. So it goes 3 times 21 is 63. I know I've seen it in the Eitz Chaim and other places. A little talked about, but that's what he says. He wants to say there's 3 ekyas there. Echad the Yudin b'shlosh rishonos, that's the Chabad. Ve'echad the Halafa b'shloshim Se'iyas, which is the Haggad. V'dehayin, and also the Dehayin b'shlosha Achronos. Hare ech na'alo im hakoilo, how that is exactly how you, Hare ech na'alo im hakoilo, gematria ekya de milui hayin. So that the word na'al by itself is a gematria 150. If you add in the shorish, then you get to 151, is the gematria of the ekya of hayin, which refers to the nai. But the Kavanah says, that's your kavana, that's the kavana that you should have. Went too fast. Okay, so let's go and let's read what the Tiv has to say on this, on number Tzadi Tes. He says, Hamana'alim ana'asim machashmal de'ima. So the na'alim, which said it comes underneath the feet. Heim na'asim mikitzonis of the ore of netzachod de'ima. So that's the ore with the or, I don't know how you pronounce it, with the skin. It's the hide. The netzachod de'ima, so it's like that aspect manages to get itself down underneath the feet. And then he says, V'hine be'ima yesh shlosha mini milui shemos ekya. He said, B'milui yudin, like that, so he shows it to us. V'hu nimse b'chaba de'ima, behind the begar shalo. Then you have the next one is Echa b'milu halofim, and this is what it looks like. V'hu nimse b'chaga de'ima. Behind the b'shloshem se'iyas shalo. And then he says, va'echad b'milui hayin kazeh. So then he shows you what this looks like. V'hu nimsa b'nai de'ima. So these 3, the last group, which is 151, comes out to be the nai of ima, the herbanim end. Behind the b'shlosha achrona shalom. V'keven sha'ana'al hu levush de'ima. So since this is a clothing from ima, Ubenai de'ima, that refers, in other words, to her bottom end. That's where it's coming from. Ubenai de'ima, yesh sham shem ekya. There you see there's an ekya there. The milui hayin, which comes with the milui of hayin. V'lekei na'al, so the word na'al, which is 152, menakoilo, ubegematria kemizbach b'shem ekya, the milui hayin kazeh. So he means to say that they're the same thing. So when you put on your shoes, it's a gematria of this name, but the one that's the milui of hayin, kazeh, and he shows it to us one more time. Now let's go take a look and let's read this a little bit long, so we'll read just the top part. It gets a little bit more interesting here. It says, Od I'ara, because I'm going to let you hear this, or rouse you to this thought, be'inyan hanal hazeh. So actually what this represents is the Indian of a screen or our filter, or some kind of shenizbayer etzleinu shemapsik bein olam atzilus bein olam Briah. So because it's coming down from olam Atzilus, but it's also a hepsek between the 2 olamos. The Gavar Yudata, you already know, ki kol partzufi olam atzilus, he meluvoshim betoch zer kenizka da'el, because they're all organized, let's see, what's the word? Clothed, zeh one inside of the next, kenizka la'el. So he wants to explain what that pattern is. Ki antik beluvish toch Erik Anpin, etc., and Erik Anpin inside of Abba Ve'im, and go on. So through this through this masach, shine out the partsuf of Atzilus the mata in the olam of Brias. But it has to go through this masach, which he's saying is the Menalim. Ki yotzaha or derek ragle atik, because it comes out just like you see that the light comes out from the feet of atik, which is his nai, the over derek ragle arich, and then they wind through the feet of arich, ad shemeirim ragle zun, until ultimately it gets to the feet of zun. So he's not saying there must be a masik between all of them, but particularly he wants to say that they're in all of them are in olam atzilus. But once you start going to olam briah, then he refers to it as na'alim, or some kind of a real barrier. Then the light itself that's coming from all the way up above is coming down through this masak. And this causes a seal to be made over all of the olam of Atzilus. And then is carved out from them the mata bebriah, called the Esses spheres de Briah. So you see how it is that there is an impression made in Briah that's coming from Atzilus through this masach, which is the Menalim. Kadimion ha'esses spheres de Atzilus. So it's like compared to, let's say, like 10 spheres of Atzilus. V'osam ha'esses spheres de Briah, and then those 10 spheres in Briah, Nikroim chosem shala esses spheres de Atzilus. So they're considered to be the seal, like I'm picturing it as a wax, a piece of wax like you used to put on envelopes, and then you put a stamp on it. A seal, you stamp into it, and that becomes the seal. So Nikraim Chosem Shal Esses Spheres Atzilus. So it's the seal of the 10 spheres of Atzilus. Kamavur Atzleinu. So this has all been explained. Beshar Shemas Spheros V'Ayin Sham. Look over that in that shar. Kamosha Yotze. So he says Ukamosha Yotze V'Over Or Raglayim Mamish Derek Amasakachu. So since the light of Atzilus really is passing through this screen, Gam Kol Orus Shir Kumas, parts of Shalosh, so the entire stature of the parts of Atzilus, over B'Yotze Derek Raglayim, has to pass through the feet. It goes all the way through Malchus, all the way down through her bottom. V'Over B'Yotze Derek Masach El Briah, and then it goes through this Masach into Briah. V'chein al derek zeh me'bebriah the yitzira l'miyitzira the chasiyah k'nayda. So the whole thing is passed through the partsufim into the nai, and into the nai and the screen and the manal, every place. V'nir l'aliyas daiti, he says, it appears to me, my impoverished mind, ki l'sivas hachashmal hazeh de'ima, because of this chashmal of ima, amra b'tikunim de'ima yiloyim mekanane b'kursia. This is the reason why he says that she makes a nest on her throne, the throne being Olam Briah. So understand that, and I guess we'll stop there, and with God's help, we'll pick up the light print on the next side. So he say, okay, let me make a note here. That would be, which one? Number Kuf, where? Kuf Vov. Yeah, Kuf Vov. Okay, it says... 6:3:22. Okay, all right.